The airport was unusually quiet that night. The flickering fluorescent lights buzzed like dying insects, casting long shadows across the empty gate area. Flight 737 to Los Angeles was only half full. The passengers scattered like forgotten chess pieces across the waiting area. I should have noticed the signs. The way the ticket agent's smile didn't reach her eyes. How the security scanners hummed a little too loudly, the faint, metallic scent in the air that made my tongue feel heavy. Boarding passed without incident. But as I stepped through the cabin door, a wave of nausea hit me. The plane's interior looked normal at first glance. Blue seats, cramped aisles, the faint smell of disinfectant. But the overhead bins seemed to bulge unnaturally, as if something was pressing against them from inside. The flight attendants moved with robotic precision, their identical smiles frozen in place. As we taxied down the runway, I noticed the windows were slightly opaque, like frosted glass. The passenger next to me, a middle-aged man with nervous fingers, kept glancing at his watch. "This is my third time on this route this month," he muttered, not to me but to himself. The takeoff was smooth, but when we reached cruising altitude, the captain's voice came through distorted. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing minor technical difficulties. Please remain calm." The static that followed sounded almost like laughter. That's when the first scream came from the rear galley. Not the sharp cry of surprise, but the guttural, wet shriek of someone seeing something impossible. 2 flight attendants rushed back, but only one returned, her uniform sleeve torn, her face white. She whispered something to the other crew members, and suddenly their perfect smiles were gone, replaced by something far more primal. The lights flickered, and in that moment of darkness, I saw them. Figures standing in the aisles that hadn't been there before. Tall silhouettes with elongated limbs, their heads tilted at unnatural angles. Then the lights returned, and they were gone. A child started crying, not the fussy whine of a tired toddler, but the terrified, hiccuping sobs of pure terror. His mother clutched him close, but her hands were shaking too badly to comfort him. "The man," the boy whispered. "The man with no face keeps smiling at me." The businessman across the aisle stood up abruptly. "This is ridiculous. I'm going to talk to the captain myself." He marched toward the front, pushing past the now catatonic flight attendants. We heard his fist pounding on the cockpit door. Then silence. Then 3 slow knocks from the other side, too heavy to be human. When he returned to his seat, he was different. His tie was crooked, his hair disheveled. "Everything's fine," he said. But his voice was wrong, deeper with a wet, gurgling quality. "We'll be landing right on schedule." He kept repeating it, his jaw moving mechanically, while dark fluid dripped from his left ear. The intercom crackled to life again. "Would the passenger in 14B please press their call button?" No one moved. There was no 14B. The rows skipped from 12 to 16. That's when the first passenger disappeared. A young woman near the wing exit simply wasn't there anymore. Her purse remained on her seat, her phone still playing a muted sitcom laugh track. The man next to her didn't even seem to notice, just calmly moved her things aside and continued reading his newspaper. The temperature dropped suddenly. Our breath fogged in the air. The walls began to sweat a thick, dark liquid that smelled like copper and spoiled meat. The little boy started screaming again, pointing at the ceiling where the plastic panels were bulging downward, stretching like skin about to rupture.